Welcome to USTC360. I'm Ginger Chang. Today we follow up on Tziji's Happy Campus program in San Francisco. Over the past 6 years, our volunteers have realized that there isn't a one-size-that-fits-all model since every child's learning style is different. We have Joy Zhao, a bilingual teacher from New Jersey. Welcome, Joy. It's great to have you back again.
Thank you.
So, from your experiences, let's say when 1 out of 5 children, there has to be one that you have to give more time to. How do you manage to do this?
Effective teachers do recognize individual and group differences among their students. For example, I use step-by-step or scaffolding approaches to instruction that allows students to work at their own pace and receive help that they need. And for gifted learners, I challenge them to move from mastery of concept to investigation and applications.
Oh, okay.
It's also important to keep in mind that we have many resources out there to help our students. That may include school specialists, family members, tutors, and community volunteers.
Well, it's a good thing you mentioned community volunteers because we'll take a short break and let's go see in the first segment how our volunteers have been handling it.
So look at your eye up there. Injuries. So you're trying to spell injuries. Look up there.
Malcolm X Academy, one of the troubled schools for many years, has repeatedly scored among the lowest in the state of California. For students from this area, it is a challenge to meet the academic standard. The Academic Performance Index, or API, is a reflection of the progress made by public school students throughout California. The state's goal is for every school and every district to score an 800 or above every year. For many of the low-performing schools, improving test scores on standardized state tests is necessary to keep the schools from shutting down.
We want to know who's not. Most of them were not reading. None of them were reading. Your average kid was only reading at about a level 2. Right. So they started in 2nd grade reading not at grade level because grade level was 18. You had a lot of kids who weren't reading at grade level, which brought the class average down.
You see, even though this has doubled, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the year, our 1st graders, the majority of them were reading.
My goal is that the children that I serve receive a comprehensive education and they have access to everything that every other child has. In order to do that, I can't not do it by myself. I must partner with others who will help me in that journey. How do I gather a community of educators or supporters to help them along the way? That's a challenge.
Tziji started the math tutoring program here in 2009, hoping to improve the students' academic performance.
There is a computerized curriculum that will enable us to do it more consistently and then more effectively, and that's EPGY. EPGY is Education Program for Gifted Youth.
Very good. Stanford developed this system whereby the students each have a computer, work at a computer in the computer lab at the school, and they have math drills that are tailored specifically to their area of strengths and weaknesses and their level of proficiencies. And then it determines how well they're doing in completing those drills, and if they master a skill, then the computer will start giving them a new skill set, new drills to help them in a new area of math. So it wants triangle ABC, right? So the points on the triangle are going to be A, B, and C.
Or just in a circle.
Inside the circle, that's right. Very nice. Good job. That's exactly right. It keeps track of their correct responses, how many times they have to answer to get a correct response, and their progress over time. So all those data are graphed, and we can look at those to see which students are doing the best, which students need a little bit more help.
EPGY is being administered in San Francisco by a gentleman called James Frederick. He's very kind. He's also very observant in how Tzu Chi volunteers are able to help his program EPGY to be successful at school.
At the lower grade, you see close correlation. This is the data we really want to see. Like, correlation is 0.8.
I've already set up the placement test for all the kids.
For all the kids, it means that when they log on the first time, they will be doing the. So we meet on the regular basis and we exchange ideas because we are on the ground. He is in academic setting.
So this student has tested at 5.9.
I've been working with them for a few years, and what we're doing now is we're trying to work together to implement our program more effectively at the schools in the Bayview, Hunters Point area in San Francisco. And so we're using the data and trying to work with the principals to help the kids to get the most out of the program to really help them excel as far as possible with their mathematics education and their language arts education.
In order to get more volunteers, Roxanne and Jenny went to a local college to recruit students to tutor math at Malcolm X Academy.
University of San Francisco is very much into serving the community. Each year we will go and then participate in this recruiting fair that a lot of different local community service organizations will be there talking to different kids about what they can do to serve the community.
Yeah, this is all you use. It's a math tutor too?
Math tutor, and then so you can come in Tuesday and Thursday, you can learn and you can teach them.
Everybody is volunteer, nobody gets paid. Then we have a group orientation.
Nice meeting you, we need you.
Okay.
Underscore. Okay, thank you so much.
Are these Chinese kids or? No, it's all African American. Oh, they're African Americans? Yeah.
你教数学你可以拿学分呢。
I remember that day I went to the exhibition of the volunteer opportunities. Tzu Chi Foundation came to University of San Francisco as one of the organizations which provide university students volunteer and internship. That's why I know Tzu Chi Foundation and came here as a math tutor.
9, 72, 4, 20, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18,
7.
Oh yeah.
It's my pleasure to be a volunteer to help those students with their education.
50 is right.
23.
Okay, in your seat. Could you do like this or this?
Our job is to help these students, many of whom are below proficiency in math because of their backgrounds. They need additional help so they can get to a level of math proficiency equivalent to students in wealthier communities.
Times 63. Okay, that's what you really see. I mean, you know the decimal points are there. You can.
When the children understand something that they didn't understand before, or they feel confident about something they didn't think they'd ever feel confident about, that's tremendously rewarding to us as volunteers.
6 times 3 is 18 plus?
Plus 3 is
3.
21.
Yeah, he's nice, and every time like you get it wrong, he always said that it's right. And he like help you even when you don't get it right. He always like tell you the answer after you're done.
Okay, so this is perfect.
It's right?
It's like almost exactly right.
Oh my God.
You did get it right.
Well, it's not my favorite subject, but I like it.
You're a genius.
I'm done. I got it right.
Okay, 6 times 9, 3 times 9 is 27. It's perfect.
Perfecto. Magic.
Perfecto magic.
I've been so fortunate for the last couple of years since I've been here to partner with Tzu Chi, who has given me support, but I won't say given me support, but given the children support along the way without any qualms.
Mine is the San Francisco Unified District. Malcolm X Academy is the black line. Yes, Malcolm X Academy is outscoring the district in mathematics. That's what it tells me.
Okay, good. Okay, so then it's 14.
These children are as bright and as talented as any children anywhere. They may lag their peer group in some subjects, but It's amazing how fast they learn when somebody helps them. Perfect so far. I think you're more than a genius. Are you just naturally good at these? Are you really? Yeah. Some of these children are just astonishingly brilliant, and all of them are as capable as any children anywhere. They just need a helping hand to get to that first rung on the ladder, and that's what Tzu Chi does.
A report by the Educational Testing Service discovered that it's necessary for teachers to address the differences that exist among children before they start school, since they come from various life experiences. Joy, from your 10 years of teaching, how have you kept children interested in school?
The first one is offering care through listening, understanding, and knowing students. Second is offering respect and fairness through modeling these behaviors themselves. And third, promoting enthusiasm and motivation for learning. Educational psychology has identified two basic types of motivation. Students who are embracing their work and feel a genuine interest in it are intrinsically motivated, whereas students who are grade-oriented or rewards-driven are extrinsically motivated. I do prefer the intrinsic motivation because it's longer lasting and self-sustaining.
Then what are some suggestions you might have, not only for teachers, but our volunteers?
The first one is to provide early, positive, and frequent feedback to students so that they know they can do well.
Oh, okay.
Right. The second one is also my favorite one, is to make it real, which means to create learning experiences that are personally relevant to students. Number three is to provide choices. Studies have shown that students feel more motivated when they feel some sense of autonomy in the learning process.
Right.
For example, we let them pick their own reading partners or select from alternative assignments. Number four is when we work with struggling students who have low self-esteem, it's very helpful to teach them how to learn.
Well, these are really good tips because you mentioned struggling students. In the next segment, our volunteers were so proud of the students' efforts that they held a perfect attendance ceremony.
Alright, everybody.
Pay attention. Come here.
Okay, look right here. I'm going to teach you intonation. There are 4 sounds for every word. Let's start with A. 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 B. 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 Okay.
This is the first year that Malcolm X has had a Chinese class in their after-school program.
Sam, good for you!
Our students are learning a great language. They also connect with their peers during that time, and all of those aspects build upon their life skills.
Would you come here? Yeah. Exchange your position. 3, 2, 1.
We are going to sing family members in Mandarin. Mama is mama. Mama, mama, mama. Father is baba. Baba, baba, baba. Older sister Jin. I have learned to speak Chinese and I like it because it is really, really fun. It is great. 4个、5个、6个朋友。谢谢老师，谢谢。我爱你，饼干。
Boy.
Boy.
Let's try this.
Chin. 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 Tired.
Ooh, sound it out.
Tired.
As a teacher in the Bayview Hunters Point area, one of the challenges that I face every single day is getting through all of the content that I have to teach every day. Unfortunately, there are only 7 hours in our day, and when a student misses 7 hours of a class because they're gone for one day, it really sets them back.
Just start in here, go straight down. Got it.
If we're teaching to an empty chair or to an empty desk, it can be really difficult for a child to learn that way. Obviously, their brain's not there, neither are they there in person. It's really important that we have perfect attendance and that we have students come to our class regularly, and just to help build that background every day that we learn something new and we build from that every single day.
Okay, Phil, is it what?
Low attendance rate also affects schools at Bayview Hunters Point.
We are still having a problem with attendance. Students are not getting to school on time, they're skipping a lot of days. So our biggest effort this year is to try to reduce the number of absences and tardies that we have at our school.
Tzu Chi volunteers work closely with the school district, hoping to provide innovative ideas to improve this issue.
You're recording us? Ni hao. I'm nervous. We're going to be on stage singing.
We are so excited this morning because we have the opportunity to celebrate students who've had perfect attendance.
So our definition of perfect attendance is no absences whatsoever. That means no excused absences, no tardies, and no lateness. This partnership is with the Tzu Chi Foundation.
So with Tzu Chi's help each month, I get a graph that shows the percentage of growth at the different schools. At the end of December, for instance, one school started with 110, they went to 140, and then they increased to 155. So several schools have shown attendance growth since we started this incentive program together.
The only way for us to be better students, better children, better parents, to recognize that we've got to do all of the things that this kind of thing in order to achieve greater student achievement.
I am going to introduce to you some of my students that I am so very proud of.
Maya Lee.
I volunteer a lot at Malcolm X because that's where my kids go to school at. Right now I'm a stay-at-home mom, just a single parent taking care of my kids. I'm here today because both of my kids received award for perfect attendance. I'm so excited. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful event, and I can't wait to do it again next year.
The fact that we honor and we highlight all of our students that have perfect attendance, it really sets that example to show everyone that perfect attendance is a direct relation to how we help close the achievement gap in this area.
I feel so proud because I have such a privilege to be able to work with you children, and you guys have given me the ultimate support and trust to be part of your community. And it's something that we all say that we are one family.
1加1等于2 1加2等于3
Could I have done that without, or can I do it without these organizations? No, I can't do it without these organizations. Because what they show the children to is they're a group of people, a group of adults who will support them, guide them, and put them on a path of success. And they come not once in a while, but always. They are always there. And what it teaches my children is that I can trust the world because these people who interact with me every day are going to be there the morning, the evening, the afternoon, rain or shine.
Today is a special day for the Tzu Chi Happy Campus program.
Yes, now I'd like to call the Superintendent Bayview Zone, Patricia Gray, Assistant Superintendent.
San Francisco Unified School District wishes to acknowledge the Tzu Chi Foundation, which has been an incredible partner to the Superintendent Zone Bayview and Mission. They provide incentives to increase attendance and volunteerism in our schools.
They have been enthusiastic about helping us. They've been very humble. The Superintendent Zone has found a jewel in this foundation and their Happy Campus program.
The efforts of a very small program, tiny program in one school, to have the program blossom to the point where the school district recognized Tzu Chi's contribution to the school district is a tremendously gratifying thing.
This award actually belongs to all these great volunteers.
Getting this award as a recognition is a confirmation of a master's teaching. We, as volunteers, can really get the community together to help out with the low-income students.
Welcome back. So Joy, have you received any recognition on the local or national level for what you've done so far?
Yes, I have been recognized by the Association of Chinese Schools as Teacher of Excellence.
Oh.
But the better prize for me is to learn with the children and from the children.
Aww. Well, Joy, it's always great to have you on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Segment Footprints, we meet Penny Sue, who had thought no one could love working with children as much as she did, until she joined Tzu Chi's education team and discovered that Tzu Chi volunteers shared just the same great enthusiasm like her.
I have been involved with the Tzu Chi Character Education Development Program since 6 years ago. This program was designed specifically for children of underprivileged backgrounds. A lot of values need to be given or shared when children are young. So we prefer to start with first graders, and as they move through our curriculum, they will actually really internalize these values.
Respect, focus, being respectful.
When a lot of people think about character education, they think it's very lecture-based, but the way we deliver it is very different from a traditional delivery. We were able to deliver very difficult concepts using very plain, easy language that a first grader could understand. For example, we did a skit about a boy who was so angry at all his friends, and his teacher taught him to put a bag on his shoulder, and every time he's angry at somebody, put a rock in the bag. And so after 7 days, the bag was getting really heavy with a big load of rocks. And most of the children would immediately understand that this is so heavy, my anger and resentment weighs me down, and the best thing to do is to let go. From first grade to sixth grade, the school actually have told us that they've seen a difference in the group of students that we teach. So that is really a rewarding comment to everybody on my team, that we have made an impact through our efforts in the last 5 or 6 years. When you see the students smile, or when when they greet you so eagerly, and some kids would come up and hug me, I think that's very rewarding to me.
In honor of all educators across America and around the world, our team would like to send thanks to them for all their dedication to passing on the torch of knowledge and wisdom endlessly. I'm Ginger Chang, and I'll see you next week.